welcome back to my channel. Today we're here in Black Forest. We're gonna buy a cuckoo clock. Keep watching.
Welcome to the interior of the world's biggest cuckoo clock. This clock was built over a 4-year period from 1990 to 1994 by Eble and his son Ralph. It has been entered in the Guinness Book of World Records since 1997. The cuckoo clock is an original copy of a small Black Forest cuckoo clock constructed at a scale of 60:1. The original clock's dimensions are 7.5 centimeters by 7.5 centimeters, and this clock, which is 60 times the size, is 4.5 meters wide and 4.5 meters high. Its total weight is 6 tons. The clock is driven mechanically by 2 pine cone weights, which are situated on the exterior of the house. One weight is for the pendulum drive, and the other one makes it possible for the cuckoo to call. Each of these cones, which were constructed in accordance with the original clock, weighs 200 kilograms. The plates in which the cogwheels move are called milled edges by the clockmaker. They are made of pine wood, a local product from the Black Forest. All of the cogwheels in this clock are made of beech wood. Thin layers of 2 mm width were glued together crosswise under high pressure, up to 66 times per cogwheel. On the one hand, even better durability can be achieved with this method, and on the other hand, the wood can no longer warp so easily. All of the clock's metal parts, including the pendulum rod, are made of high-grade steel or aluminum. The pendulum has a total length of 8 meters, measured from the suspension mount at the top to the tip of the pendulum in the bottom story. It weighs 100 kilograms, and in 1994, when the clock first started operation, the pendulum swing deviation was plus minus 10 seconds per day. That was a pretty good rate, but it still wasn't good enough for us. Then we had an idea. The pendulum bob weight is downstairs. We decided to hollow it out from the back so that we can always put in or remove weights whenever necessary. By so doing, we made it possible for ourselves to regulate a pendulum run clock more exactly, with weights to the nearest gram. We have now achieved a pendulum swing deviation of only 2 seconds per day at the most. And now to the main character, the cuckoo. He sits up in the loft, in the middle directly above the face of the clock. The grey wooden rod, which sticks out somewhat at the back, is the cuckoo's tail. The cuckoo is 4.5 meters long and weighs an unbelievable 150 kilograms. He is entirely made of wood and took several hundred hours to carve by hand. The cuckoo is often thought to be a pretty, colorful fellow, much like a parrot, but in reality, he is rather pale and dull. Therefore, our choice of grey and brown paint. Our cuckoo calls once every half hour and accordingly at the top of every full hour. For example, 7 times at 7 o'clock and 12 times at noon or midnight. But how did the cuckoo get its voice? The call of the Black Forest clock is produced by a pair of bellows, which are situated on the left wall. They are 4 meters high Generally speaking, the bigger the bellows are, the deeper the tone they make. Why did the cuckoo receive the honor of sitting in Black Forest clocks? Why does the Black Forest cuckoo clock exist in the first place? That is a very interesting story. In the year 1738, Franz Anton Ketteler, an ingenious clockmaker and inventor of the cuckoo clock, was walking through the countryside looking and listening for a bird whose song would be suitable for imitation in a Black Forest clock. Mr. Ketteler's original idea was to imitate the crowing rooster's cock-a-doodle-doo, kikeriki in German. As you can imagine, this plan had to be abandoned fairly quickly, as the rooster's crow consists of many tones, which is very difficult, if not impossible to copy, especially back in those days. The solution was simple. Take the cuckoo, because he is the only bird whose call consists of only two single tones. And these two tones can easily be produced with a pair of bellows. So that is why the cuckoo was chosen for the Black Forest clock. We are often asked about the costs incurred in constructing our clock. To be quite honest, if we do not calculate the 10,000 hours that Ewald and Ralph Eble invested and the costs for this building, the material for the clock cost well over 400,000 Deutschmarks. Why so costly? Well, this is the world's biggest cuckoo clock. It is unique, a prototype. Each part of this clock was produced one single time only, a special construction every time. And everyone knows that such special constructions are naturally very expensive.
And it feels so bright, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far.